Hello, sports card collectors and investors. I hope that everybody is having an awesome weekend. I wanted to make a series of videos actually, based on kind of the rise of Topps 2020, Project 2020 baseball cards. I haven't really been able to find kind of a breakdown of each card. And so what I'm going to do is I've set up a series where I'm going to be releasing in 5. So today I'm going to go over cards 1 through 5. And just kind of explain what rookie card it's based after, a little bit about the artist, and then recent price trends going back to close to the inception of when the card came out, and then coming through today's prices to kind of help us, just some data points to see where we are and where maybe where prices will go from here. So I'm really excited about these videos. I think that this will be helpful for people that are just getting into Topps Project 2020. I just got in a few weeks ago. Granted, it's only been around for a couple of months. But for those that are just looking for more information on the cards, we took some of the information here is from the Topps website, which I felt would be the most accurate. So that I wanted to go ahead, especially the stuff about the artists. That's going to come off of the Topps site, and then I'm using recent eBay sales to be able to make comparisons and so forth. So I'll go ahead and jump right into it now. The famous first card is the 2001 Ichiro rookie, and it's based on the 2001 Topps number 726. This one was done by Ben Baller, who's becoming more and more famous as time goes on. Ben Baller is based in LA. He's very multi-dimensional. He's a jeweler, he's an actor, he's a DJ. He's got clients like Snoop Dogg, Kanye West, Drake. So he's very well known in the celebrity circles for sure. Not as much, I don't believe, mainstream. And so I know that he's got a ton of followers on Instagram, but he's certainly becoming more and more mainstream within the sports card world. Now everyone in sports cards knows who he is for sure. So his brand is expanding dramatically. This card had a print run of 1,334, so very low, especially in comparison to today's cards. This card, in the middle of April, so actually let's go back. So at the end of March, this card was $25 to $35, believe it or not. And then in the middle of April, it rose up to $75 to $80 based on eBay sales. On 5/24, I found sales that were a sale that was as high as $3,799. And they were going for kind of in that $3,000 to $3,500 range. Sales from May 30th, so just a couple of days ago, had it sitting at $2,700 to $3,100 roughly. So that kind of gives you an idea, as to the fluctuations. We've had certainly a pullback over the last few days. And maybe that's just, the higher print runs. Maybe, there's some reactionary sales going on. Maybe some people think that the pricing is a little bit inflated. And so there's been a pullback, and that's just not on this card. That's on really all the cards that I've looked at have had a pullback from May 28th to May 30th. I think there was kind of a height at that May 27th, May 28th, that week maybe, May 24th to May 28th. And then, May 30th, I'm looking at recent pricing, and that's where you've seen a little bit of a pullback on pricing. So that's card number 1. Next, we're going to move into card number 2, and this is based on the 1955 rookie card for Sandy Koufax. This one was done by Jacob Rochester. And this guy, I didn't know, I had not heard of many of these artists before. He is an illustrator, does paintings, graphics. He also produces music, so another guy that's very multifaceted. And so the print run on this one was at 1,135. Again, very low, right along the same lines as the first card. There was a sale, it looks like, I'm just trying to look at the recent sales here. Recent sales as of the 30th were at $705. So, and then again, this was a card where, if you were looking at the the early April timeframe, this was a $30 to $75 card, and of course everything has shot up. But this card, I believe it was going for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 on May 28th, that week that we've talked about. Just recently, those sales. Oh no, I'm sorry, $1,200 to $1,300. Yeah, as of a few days ago. And then there was a sale on the 30th at $705. Not loads of sales because, again, it is a low print run. But it just shows you there was a pretty hefty pullback there over the last couple of days between the 28th and the 30th. So we'll see. It'll be really interesting to see how pricing continues for these and to see if it keeps trending down, if it bounces back. That's something that I'm watching very closely. Okay, card number 3 is the Jackie Robinson 1952 Topps number 312. Really cool looking card. This one was done by Natural. The artist's name is Lawrence Atigua. I know that I'm butchering this name. I apologize. Atigua. And he is a futuristic illustrator that is using blended methods of pop and cubism, according to the Topps website. Really interesting look to his cards. This one had a print run of 1,302. At the end of March, you could have got this card for $30 to $40, just like many of these cards. I know you're probably going to get tired of hearing me say that, just because of the opportunity missed. Recent sales of this card are right in that $669 to $1,000 range. So you see there's a huge variance there. Some are at $669, some are as high as $1,000. So pricing is just all over the place. And again, it'd be really interesting to follow this and see if there may be some value. I mean, look at these print runs at 1,000 copies roughly. If these things tumble, that could very well be an opportunity. Maybe not, but just based on where pricing was, it'll be very interesting. So that's card number 3, is this famous Jackie Robinson 52 Topps rookie number 312. Awesome card. Next up is one that everyone is flocking for. This is card number 4, the Mike Trout Ermsey card, 2011 Topps update. It's number US 175. This is a famous card. This is arguably the most iconic rookie card over the last 10 years, possibly the last 20 years, depending on your viewpoint there. So there, as you can guess, people have been going nuts over this card, and it's a card that's debated heavily as to, is it an ugly card? I'm not a big fan of the look of the card. I don't really care for how Ermsey went about it, but that's just kind of his style. He's a cartoonist. He's based in Paris, and this was his rendition. The big one for this is the first Trout card in the series, which again, if you're a big Trout collector or investor, that's going to be appealing to you. And then the print run on it, while it's more than double of the others, 2,911, so certainly more, it's still dramatically lower than card number 35 or card number 51. I believe those were the next up in the set. I could be wrong there. But my understanding is that the print runs after this particular card are certainly over 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So the print runs are getting up there after this card. This is one where, again, this is one's going to sting, but at the end of April, this was a $30 to $35 sale on eBay. It went up on the 28th. It was as high on May 28th. It was as high as $2,000 to $2,500, and then on the 30th, you see that pullback. There's sales right there at $1,259 to $1,375. So almost cut in half from sales from May 28th. So it just shows you the volatility. And will this card continue to drop down? Will it go under $1,000? Will this be a $500 card? If this thing drops to $500, I am taking a hard look. I don't have $500 laying around, but I might have to figure out a way to come up with it, because I just think that, well, we've kind of seen where this card can go. It can be as much as $2,500. I think there was a few sales north of that. So some potential there. And again, we're only 20% through the set. So what is this going to look like, around the end of the year, when there's been, another 18, 19 Trout cards. Remember, there's 20 cards for each player, 20 different artists. So with this being the first card in the set, you know, and it being a very low print run in comparison, this could be one of those all-time cards if this set maintains its popularity. If this is a flash in the pan type thing where in a year everyone's forgotten about it, well, maybe it's a different story. But if this is something in 10 years where people look back and this is, you know, during COVID, and this is a, you know, a Mike Trout, you know, Ermsey, and maybe it's more on Ermsey. Does Ermsey become that much more popular over the next 10 years as well? Because we have to look at that aspect. Very, very interesting to speculate on, to, you know, for collectors and investors. Very interesting. So yeah, so that's pricing on that Trout card, and we'll have to see where it goes. The last card, and we're going 1 through 5, is the Cal Ripken Jr. 1982 Topps Traded number 98T is the one this one is based on. This one is done by Fucci. Interesting looking cards. Now, for all of the cards I've seen in the set, none of them have faces that I've seen anywhere. They're faceless. But really interesting style. Definitely different than a lot of the other artists. So if you're really into Fucci's style, then I can see where this is a really cool card. His cards are, you know, kind of cool to collect and invest in. He is a Finnish Canadian artist. He's known for vibrant colors and a minimalist approach to his artwork. Recent sales for this card, well, first off, let me say print run back down after that. So that Trout card was at 2,911. The print run on this one is at 1,205. So dropped down pretty dramatically, you know, after that Trout card. Recent sales as of May 30th show $745 to $760. On the 28th, it was interesting. There was sales all over the place on this one. There was a sale that was at I think $500 to $550, and then there was one as high as $1,900. So this card is a very interesting sale-wise. It's just all over the place, and and I've noticed that with a lot of these cards. It just seems like sellers have a different, you know, you can tell there's all sorts of mixed emotions with sellers for this set, because pricing is all over the place for the most part. There's some consistency with some of the cards, but not all of them. So interesting thing to investigate there. So now, and of course, back April 11th, I'm seeing sales at $40 to $50. So, you know, again, back then, 5 weeks ago, sales were very, very low, at $40 to $50. They've gone as high as $1,900, and now it looks like they've settled around $750. And we'll just have to see where these go, guys. It's really an intriguing set. It's a fun set to follow. So I'm going to do these videos. Next one up will be cards 6 through 10. Expect that out here in the next 24 to 48 hours, and we're going to go from there and get caught up. And I'm going to follow this set just so kind of give, you know, updates on pricing, and just keep a kind of a running list of those print runs. And we can kind of comment. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Are you getting into this set? Are you interested in it? Are you kind of done with it, you know, or never got into it in the first place? I want to hear your thoughts. Please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Thanks, guys.